In 1945, World War II ended. The world breathed a sigh of relief. The Nazi regime fell, and the Third Reich went down in history as one of the darkest pages of humanity. But that is the official history, the history that is taught in schools. Now let's talk about the one that is not taught, the one that was hidden for decades, about how the United States of America, the main victors in the war against Nazism, secretly saved, transported, and collaborated with Nazi criminals. Welcome to Operation Paperclip. How Operation Paperclip began. The war is over. Europe is destroyed. But in the offices of Washington, another war is already beginning, a cold one. And the main enemy is no longer Hitler, but the Soviet Union. America needed specialists, scientists, engineers, techies, people capable of creating rockets, chemical weapons, conducting biological research. And the United States knew where to look for such people. In Germany, among former Nazis. This is how Operation Paperclip was born. Officially, it was a program to evacuate German scientists. Unofficially, it was a large-scale campaign to cover up the Nazi past and integrate former criminals into American science. The Army and intelligence, who were Wernher von Braun and Kurt D. Buss. One of the most famous rescued was Wernher von Braun, a former member of the SS and the developer of the V-2 rockets that bombed London. Not only did he not end up in the dock, but he became the director of NASA. It was he who developed the rockets that sent Americans to the moon. Kurt D. Buss, also a member of the Nazi Party, worked alongside him and later headed the Kennedy Space Center. Hundreds of German engineers who worked for the Reich suddenly found themselves serving democracy. And all this was with the full knowledge of the U.S. government. Secrets that cannot be made public. Internal CIA and military intelligence documents show that many of the scientists who were taken away were not just loyal to Hitler, they were involved in war crimes. Some of them conducted experiments on people in concentration camps. Others created chemical weapons for the front. And despite this, the U.S. found homes, salaries, and new documents for them. Their names were changed. Their biographies were cleaned up. The media were silent. The courts were silent. And the American people had no idea that the enemies of yesterday were already working for their government. Why did the U.S. do this? The answer is simple and terrible: the race for superiority. America did not want the USSR to take these scientists for itself. They did not care who Wernher von Braun was in 1944. The main thing was that he helped overtake the Russians in 1960. Moral dilemmas faded into the background. The CIA and the Pentagon looked to the future, sacrificing the truth about the past. The idea was simple. If these